Hi everyone, Neil from Epic Activation, Digital Promotion Specialists. Today I'm talking about the pitfalls in promotional campaigns when things can go wrong. And we look, people in the industry look at things like Compass News, magazine designed for Compass. There's a whole industry for people who look up all the different campaigns, what they can win, how to enter, and they can choose whether they want to enter or not based on that, whether they think there's a lot of effort in there. Compass News is great. I'm looking down because I have a copy in front of me in their new wonderful A4 format. And it's great. It talks about prizes that are won. It talks about good competitions. It also flags competitions that have gone wrong, not in a horrendous way, but things to look out for. It's not rubbing salt in the wound. Well, it probably is for the brand, unfortunately. But it's just flagging how the customer service was dealt with. And in many cases, obviously, things go wrong and actually customer service is quite good and they've supported it. And there's reasons behind why the campaign's not worked or why they've responded with how they've responded, which is great because then the consumer gets to see what's going on, what they're trying to do to rectify the situation. So it's a really good magazine all round for everyone involved in the industry. So one article at the start of this month's magazine, and I'm not going to name the brand because we're not here to rub salt in the wound, and it can happen to the best of us. You know, we're all trying to run a campaign and have different ideas on how to run it. The more security you add, the more problematic it is for the consumer and the less user-friendly it is. So as agencies and brands, we don't want to do that. We don't want to cause blockers for the customer. So you sort of want to give a bit of flexibility, but depending on various factors, it can sort of go a bit sour, as this article has talked about. So what actually happened was this brand was offering loads of prizes, probably around £100,000 worth of prizes, which is very generous for a brand of this size and a length of campaign of this size. So they were offering gift vouchers, lots of them. And what they wanted to do is they asked for people to upload their packs, buy a pack of cider and then use this photo to enter, and you can enter as many times as you want with as many packs that you bought. Now, the problem with that is you've got to have software recognition to check out, review the pack and see if it's the same photo uploaded. And there's definitely lots of different problems with that because people can alter the image with software on the phone. It's quite easy to doctor an image, and that's what kind of has happened. It appears that people have uploaded multiple images, and it's got through the security, and they've had lots of people winning lots of prizes, and too many, to the point where it was so popular the site crashed. And what they've actually done in the end is taken that campaign offline, and they're now running a prize draw. So obviously very disappointing for everyone all round. The terms and conditions and the way the brand have talked about it is by having a clause in the contract saying for any reason, technically something goes wrong, we have a right to cancel the promotion and change it. So it's not great for the brand, it's not great for the consumer, but legally the brand have protected themselves by having that clause in the T's and C's. So when you're running a competition, it's really important to know your T's and C's, know what can happen and protect yourself against that for reasons that are possibly completely out of the control of the brand. So we've got to ask ourselves, what else can we do? If images can be doctored and tweaked, we've got to look at other security measures. Now, my biggest thing that I want to see in a promotion is unique codes. If you can print unique codes on pack, then you're off to a winner. The security is there. You get one play or however many plays you want per code and per purchase. But that isn't always possible. For printing purposes, the cost, it might not be possible. So if you can do that, I highly recommend you get codes put on pack. If you can't do that, you've got to look at other areas like a receipt upload. There's things like OCR technology that can validate against receipts. The image upload is okay if there's certain foolproof hacking proof techniques, which I don't think were in place for this. So the key is really to think about what security, how many plays. If you're allowing one play per day, you are exposing yourself somewhat, and especially if you haven't got a unique code on pack. So for me personally, that's where the red flags start to wave. But obviously it's a hindsight moment, so I'm not sort of standing there going, ha, look what you did. There's a fine line. So there's no black or white. You've just got to make that decision. And I think this has just slipped down where unfortunately this has then resulted. And it's combined with the fact that it's a very generous prize pool, as mentioned. So they're trying to do the right thing by offering great prizes. So generally, things you can do, you've got to look at the amount of security, everything combined, prize value, security, have you got unique codes, how many packs there are, how long the promotion's live for, and make those decisions based on that. So all in all, it's a real shame because they have justified their answers a lot in the magazine, explaining what they've done, how they've reacted to it, and what they're doing to try and help the situation. But it's not obviously how anyone wanted the campaign to go. So it's a real shame because there's such a great, generous prize pool. And I think the key here is looking at different security levels and try and get a standard where you think it's not going to be abused. Hope that's useful for you. Flags a few issues that you need to consider for your next campaign. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you